everybody, this is Intro. In this tutorial I wanted to go over VirtualBox Manager by Oracle and basically show you what it does and how to use it. So basically what virtual machine or VirtualBox is it creates sort of like a different window for you to run an operating system in. So if I wanted Windows 10 running, I could get Windows 10 as I have here, and I can click start and it will start up the PC view of Windows 10 as if it were running on a different computer. That way I can allocate some of my memory towards it. So as you see, I have 11.51 gigabytes allocated towards Windows 10. So that means when I pull up my virtual machine, Windows 10 will have a hard drive size of 11.51 gigabytes. And that is all set up during the process of setting up the operating system, getting the OS or the operating system image, and running it or putting it onto VirtualBox, which I'll go over in the next tutorial. In this tutorial, I just wanted to really explain what it was. So basically, that's all you need to know. It runs operating systems for you, and once you get into it a little bit more, it also can run virtual networks. So I can have a virtual Wi-Fi, I can have virtual routers, switches, hubs, all that stuff running virtually on a virtual machine or virtual network. And that is what you need VirtualBox for. There are other applications. I just find it, and many other people find VirtualBox a really good program to run through. Of course, it's made by Oracle. That's mostly the reason. It's very high managed. You should have very few problems running it, and it basically just gets the job done. So in my next video, we'll go over how to boot an operating system and where to get operating systems. Hey everybody, this is Intro. In this tutorial, we're going to be going over how to get ISO images or operating systems. So, as I said in my last video, not all operating systems are free. Some of them you will have to pay for. If you go to Google and type in, for example, Windows 7, you can get a quoted price on some type of, or all the different stores that sell Windows 7, how you can actually get it. If you are in school or go to university or a regular college or community college, you can actually get operating systems for free through a program called Microsoft DreamSpark. Now, I don't want to say that exclusively for every single college you get this, but for most colleges, you should have it. So we'll type in Microsoft DreamSpark, and this is the place you're going to want to go. And then I would just advise somebody at your school about it. You've heard about it and you want to program or you want to set up an account with it. You just go under here and select students. And like I said, if your school does have it, you will be able to sign up. You do need a .edu email address, and you just click sign in right here. And like I said, this is just one way of getting operating systems. The other way you can get one or a Windows operating system for free is to download the Windows 10 Technical Preview ISO, which is available on the Windows or Microsoft website, which I'll put a link in the description for that. And what you're going to want to know about this is that you can actually get this for free and upload it. It's Windows 10 the newest operating system from Windows 10. It's obviously just the beta for now. It's not the fully released version, but you will be able to go over it and check out sort of all the functions on it before it does come out, because it will be commercialized soon and you will need to know obviously how to use it, because a lot of the commercialized machines are going to be sold with Windows 10 on it in the near future. So that's that. And next we'll go to Linux and how to download Linux. So if you don't know what Linux is, it's basically just a different set of operating systems. It's a huge family of operating systems that have numerous different types of Linux operating systems and Unix. They're customizable, so people make their own operating systems, upload them. A lot of them are very cool. I would research more on which operating system you'd want before downloading a specific one, but they're all fairly easy to get. As you can see, I typed in download Linux Mint on Google, which is just a version of Linux. And if you don't know what Linux is, I suggest just going through and searching it. It's just like I said, it's just a family of operating systems that are used for different applications. So some programs are on Linux that aren't on Windows, and some are on Windows that aren't on Linux. And that's the reason you would want a virtual machine. So that's basically how you get Linux machines. If you type in Linux on Google, Linux operating systems on Google, you should be able to find it. So like right here, it says top 10 Linux operating systems, and you can go through and look at the best interface and see which interface is the best for you. But for the most part, you're really gonna want a really specific version of Linux. Like as you see here, Linux Mint is an operating system. It's very good. I mean, I love the operating system. It has very useful technology in it and ways to implement things that Windows doesn't, and vice versa, of course. But you can check out Linux Mint if you want to. You just type in, like I said, Linux Mint into Google, and you should have the downloads somewhere at the top. I mean, because a lot of these get downloaded all the time. So as you can see, linuxmint.com, the downloads right here. And I just go ahead and click on it and download it. And of course, I'll put all these links in the description. Another way to look for operating systems is to go to Windows PC Software or download.cnet.com, which I'll put a link to in the description as well. And scroll down to Utilities and Operating Systems and click Operating Systems and Updates. From here, you can search all different types of operating systems that you can download into your virtual machine. You could also just go up here, say if I had a specific one I wanted, and type it up at the top here and search for it. This is actually a very useful website. If you don't use it, it has everything that you could possibly think of that's freeware on the internet, from media to everything. But getting off topic there, I want to stick to virtual machines. Basically, that's how you get operating systems. Like I said, set up your DreamSpark account with Microsoft if you're in college, and Windows 10's for free, Linux operating system free, and you can also go to download.cnet.com to get multiple different things, operating systems, and more. So check all these sites out, get your operating systems ready, and meet me in the next video. Please like and subscribe, and you guys have a good day. Hey everybody, this is Intro, and in my last tutorial I showed you guys how to get VirtualBox. That was the first tutorial, and then my second tutorial was actually how to get operating systems to upload onto VirtualBox. So what we're going to be going over in this tutorial is how to upload them operating systems and how to manage them as easily as possible. So I will go through this in 10 simple, or not 10 simple steps, but in a few simple steps. And without further ado, you should have this screen open with VirtualBox, and you should have nothing right here if you have no operating systems installed already. And click New. So once you click New, you will get this open up, and it's basically just asking what operating system are you going to be uploading today. So let's say we're going to be doing the Windows 10 technical preview. So Windows 10, and you don't have to type in technical preview, but you can. And I'm going to name this number 2 since I already have Windows 10 technical preview installed on here. This will be the second one, and since we have a 32-bit operating system, what we're going to do is click Version and go to Windows 10 32-bit. Now, if you don't know what bits are in concern to operating systems, most operating systems, well, all operating systems have a certain number of bits. So there's times 64 and times 84, I believe, or 86, so times 86. And the times 86 operating systems mean that you have a 32-bit operating system. The times 64 mean that you have a 64-bit operating system. So that's just a quick thing to understand. Usually the 64 bits will have a lot more downloads, or it'll take a little bit longer to download than a 32-bit operating system. But now what we're going to do is click Next. This is how much RAM you're going to be allocating to this particular virtual machine. So if I wanted 1 GB of RAM, I'd keep it here at 1024 megabytes, because that's exactly how much one RAM is. and that is also the recommended size if you see right here. So when I run this virtual machine, it will be running on 1 gigabyte of RAM, which, as we all know, it's not too much, it's not too little, but it'll get the job done definitely. If you want to go ahead and put 2048 megabytes or 2 gigabytes, that's fine also, but I'm going to leave mine at 1 gigabyte of RAM, or for right now. So once you do that, you're going to want to click next. Leave this setting, create a virtual hard drive now, and then click create. Leave it at VirtualBox disk image, click next, and here we're going to want to click dynamically allocated. What this means is that the hard drive that we're going to be using for this operating system will be able to expand as we go on. So if I am downloading Windows 10 for school, I have an operating system, or I have a Mac operating system and I need Windows 10. I would dynamically allocate it, more than likely just so that I can expand the storage anytime I'd like. If you click fixed, that's automatically going to say if I have 10 gigabytes of hard drive that I'm allocating to my Windows 10 operating system, it's never going to change. So you won't be able to change that 10 gigabytes. You'll have to actually go in here and delete the operating system and redo it to change it. So leave it on dynamically allocated. Like I said, that's what I prefer. And for most people, you're going to want that on there. Next, you're going to want to just click the next button. And here's when you're going to actually choose how much memory you want that operating system to have on it. So I'm going to leave it here at 32 gigabytes, standard, and then click create. Now this will go in and it'll actually create that image. So as you can see here, it created it right here. If you don't have any other ones, it should just be the only one on there. And as you can see, the name Windows 10 Technical Preview 2, 32-bit operating system. And if I click on it and click settings, and I go to the description, or let's go to display, and what we're going to get is more settings, more changes in configuration. You're really not going to want to mess with this too much. You can also enable a video capture so that when you're running the virtual machine, it will capture the video in case you were trying to use it for any later purposes. And I'll basically be going over all this in another tutorial. This is obviously not, it's a little bit too advanced for this tutorial, so we're just going to click OK and get out of there. Now next, what you want to do to upload your operating system, once you have it on here, you're going to want to go to it and click start. Right click on it and click start. Now it's going to take a second, so I'll be right back once Windows 10 has uploaded and it's ready to run. I will be right back. So oh, okay, I guess not. So with Windows 10 Technical Preview 2 uploaded, what we're going to want to do is select a disk image. So if you remember from my last tutorial, I told you to get the operating system you wanted and to actually go and download it. So what we're going to be doing is downloading the operating system. I'm going to go find where I saved my operating system to, which I know it's in here. I'm going to go to operating systems, and I'm going to choose the operating system that I want. So as you can see here, like I said before, 32-bit operating systems usually say x86, and 64 bits usually say x64. Sometimes you will see 32-bit operating system and it'll say times 32. Sometimes it'll say times 86. That's just a thing to keep in mind because it does vary depending on what operating system you're downloading. But they are both 32-bit operating systems. So I'm going to click Windows Technical Preview 32-bit. Click Open. And click Start. So this will go ahead and start up my virtual machine. As you can see there, it loaded it and we're almost in. So it's loading it up, and once it's done loading up, I will go through the setup in my next tutorial on how to actually go through and set up your operating system. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey everybody, this is Intro back with the second tutorial on installing Windows 10, and this is what you should be at right now. After installing the operating system into Oracle VirtualBox, this is what your screen should look like. You're going to want to click your language, your time, and your keyboard and input method, and then click next, and then you just click install now. And this will take a second, so I'll be right back. Okay, so after the setup screen loads, you'll be brought to the Windows setup screen and licensing. So you're going to want to read through the licensing. Once you read through it, you're just going to want to go ahead and click I accept the license terms and click next. And what you're going to want to do here is click custom, install Windows only, advanced. And that means the other option would be if you had Windows 10 already and you were looking for it to be repaired. So after you click that, you'll get this screen right here, and all you're going to want to do is click next. And after this, the setup will begin. Once this is done, you're basically finished. So once this is done, your computer will restart and it should boot up Windows 10. So we'll be back to show you how that turns out. Hey everybody, this is the intro, and in this tutorial we're going over installing Windows 10 Technical Preview into Oracle's VirtualBox. I'm just checking back in just to make sure that you are at least this far into the process by now. As you can see, mine's still going, just to make sure that your operating system has no problems and everything is going okay. And again, I will be back once this setup. Okay, so your computer should have finished that Windows setup and it should be restarting. So once this boots up, we'll see what happens next. It'll go through the boot as if you were starting your computer again, because the virtual machine has restarted, and we're going to see what happens here. Alright, and we're back. So after your computer or your virtual machine's done running, it might reboot another time. You should be brought to this screen. So what we're going to do is just go to use express settings, just for the easiest. I mean, you can go to custom and set it up customly, but use express settings is usually the easiest way to go, especially because we're not partitioning our hard drive, we're just using a virtual machine. So we just want it basically, just to do what it does. So we'll get this screen, and I'm guessing we're going to have to wait again while this does its setup. So I'll again be right back. Alright, so once you're done with that, all you're going to want to do is sign into your Microsoft account and you will have Windows 10. So basically, like I said, you just sign up for your account. If you don't have one, create a new account right here. And that's it. So you just set up your account, enter your password, your username, and it'll bring you straight to Windows 10. Thank you for watching. Alright, so once you have Windows 10 Technical Preview uploaded onto your VirtualBox or Oracle's VirtualBox, you should have a screen that looks like this once you've logged in and everything, and this is the Windows 10 Technical Preview interface. To check and make sure, it says it right down here in the bottom right corner. You can check out the new functions. I do have a video on my personal thoughts on Windows 10 if you want to go ahead and check that out. But basically, all I wanted to show you guys in this tutorial is just basically how it should look once you log in. So, and the last thing is that once you close your virtual machine and you're exiting out of it, you want to go ahead and click this red mark up here, the close button, obviously, and you should get this dialog box. Make sure that you have the option to power off the machine. If you don't, it could keep it running in the background and all sorts of things could happen. So make sure you're just powering it off every time that you get done using your machine. And that's it. So thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe and have a good day.